Hey everybody, I'm Philip, and today we are going to continue on with Doom Patrol. We are on episode 8. I actually had to look it up before I hit record because it has been a minute since I have watched an episode of Doom Patrol. It is late December, almost New Year's, as of this recording, and December has been a doozy of a month. Had some setbacks, both physically and personally. And it has not been a fun month for sure. But yeah, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Doom Patrol. Last time we left off, we were in therapy, and it was going pretty good. I was enjoying where it was going. We had some progress being made with Rita and Larry and the person with the biggest penis ever. And then we had a rat sent by Mr. Nobody to, cause mischief and wreak havoc on Cliff. I don't know. Like I've accepted that this show is weird. Obviously, we just had like a hot air balloon shaped like a butt. We have part mineral, part celery, part dinosaur man. Much like the traffic outside, it is what it is. So I have no idea where we go from here. Jane is starting to really wear on me as a character, especially with how the last one ended, with her saying the meanest thing possible. Somebody fires back at her, and then she walks away all butthurt like she has some right to be. I get that's the point. That's part of her character. I understand that. It's just not. It's not fun. Those kind of people aren't fun in real life, and they're not fun on the screen. But we'll see where it goes. So we'll see what happens with that. The only way to do that is to continue on. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Jane, don't leave. There's nowhere to go from here up.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize to her. Stop apologizing to her. She was a dick first.
Yeah. Good to go.
Don't catch anything.
Oh, it's the same patch.
You got this, Morris.
Oh,
Let's tear it up.
Stand by.
Perpetual cabaret.
God damn it. Fuck! I said shut up.
I'll look out for you.
I'm afraid this isn't negotiable, soldier. Your service is compulsory.
The chief's still missing. If you have any useful information, leave it here. If you don't, why the fuck are you wasting my time? Hey guys, it's me.
Karen. She's a love-struck psycho, stunted by her obsession with rom-coms from the 90s.
And someone there knows something about Niles.
Huh. I carried the cake.
Who told you that?
Danny did.
Who's Danny?
Lord Charles, your battery slow. Danny is all around you.
I think she's saying Danny is a street.
The street's a he.
Danny's genderqueer, and they use non-binary pronouns.
Okay.
Danny travels all over the world, picking up those of us who have slipped through society's cracks.
I'll go. Why not?
What?
I swaddled you. I fed you with these breasts. I loved you. And I tried to give you everything so you could have the... Now you're willing to throw it all away on that trash witch whore?
Whoa, Mom. Whoa.
Harsh.
Right?
Dang.
Why would I do that?
Duh, because we're best friends.
No, we're not.
Oh my god, okay, you're so weird. Come.
Tell all of you I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Aw.
Of course the street talks. Why wouldn't the street talk?
Well, donkey dimension, decreator, group therapy, just ride the wave, Vic.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep. That's what I'm doing.
Who's Darren Jones?
Uh-oh.
Quite a few transfers in such a short period of time. Not normal. Seems you've struggled with normalcy your entire life.
Fuck you.
All right now. No need to get cheeky, Daddy. We can tell them the whole story. Lost his partner in the process.
What happened to him?
He became morally corrupt.
Nice.
Karen,
Nice.
you sure
I thought
came
so.
back into this relationship?
Shouldn't we at least try?
Even though you both make me want to vomit into my purse, I can admit that you make a cute-ish couple.
Give me a fucking break, okay? She has that walking half-chub dog under her weird little fucking love spell.
Love spell.
If that dick gets anywhere near my fucking bush, I'm gonna fucking kill you, okay? And if I get fucked, you get fucked.
Can we go?
I can't go another day without being your wife.
Wow.
Would you do me the honor of becoming my husband?
Oh my God.
If you marry Karen, then that's it. We're done.
Just choose love.
Ah. Wow. That's a scary power.
Felt like home. A weight had been lifted off me. No one should ever have to feel uncomfortable in their own skin.
If the party stops,
Then Danny's heart stops right along with it. And they win.
man, look at this place. And you seriously want to run away? Again?
I don't need to justify myself to you. Good. Because I'm done letting other people tell me who I am.
Dougie and I are endgame.
I don't know what that means. I just know that it's youthful and irritating.
It means me and Doug. Why don't you crawl out of my ass and go fuck yourself?
Ooh.
Don't a sad, tired old crone who is so ridiculously past her prime she doesn't even know it.
Believe me, I know it. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
I bet you that's why she left Cliff outside, because she couldn't control him. That's adorable. It's just so random.
Singing for the people like.
I don't sing.
It's time for me to go back and fix the mess I've made.
How?
I'm going back to the Bureau. Back to my old life. Thanks for letting me stay over the rainbow, Danny.
Uh-oh.
Gotta say, I'm with the street. Let's turn the party, girl.
Nice.
You don't get to tell me or anyone else who they are ever again.
Yes. Yes.
I'm proud of the person I see in the mirror.
You fucking freak.
Fabulosity incarnate stands before you, Darren. Show some goddamn respect.
Like hell I will.
Didn't your mama tell you? Never lay your hands on a woman.
Oh, that's awesome. Woo! Round kick.
Maybe I'll put you on the list instead.
I'm already on it. Tell them Captain Trainer sends his best.
Every time somebody's welding me, except when the mess comes up, it's Jennifer Beals.
Whoa.
What?
Who?
Bro.
That could possibly help us figure out what Mr. Nobody done with the chief, and
No.
Was that bad?
What the ever-living shit is happening?
Would you give me away?
What, are you fucking nuts?
This is the most important day of my life. What do you say?
You have incredibly psychotic eyes.
Oh, just forget it.
This is crazy, Karen.
Sorry, Ducky. Wouldn't up.
God damn, Hammerhead, shit. No. The underground.
James.
Damn. Okay. So, before it started, I said I didn't know what to expect from this episode, and once again, Doom Patrol more than delivers and give me something I was not expecting at all. I don't think I ever, in a million years, would have thought we would have had an episode that dealt with Danny the Street that is genderqueer and uses non-binary pronouns. That being said, I like the message it was sending. I am full 100% in support of everything that it said. Most times I'll say something is interesting, because it is. It is. This is really fucking interesting that there's a street that is genderqueer and uses non-binary pronouns. You know what? All right. And I'm not like perplexed in a negative way. It's just more of a, I would never put those things together. So it's like, all right. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool that there was a place for misfits and those who don't fit into, you know, conventional society to go and belong. I would happily go to a place like that. That sounds fun. Like a place where you don't have to worry about being judged or being looked down upon or anything like that. I've went into great detail on that in other reviews of things for my own personal. This will not turn into another 20-minute, you know, expose on or identifying with something, but I can. Clearly, I can identify with this. You know, it's that idea of people finding their authentic selves and celebrating who they are. And not being afraid or ashamed because we live in a society that tells you should be, because you don't conform to what they're told is normalcy. Thus we get the Bureau of Normalcy. Both intriguing and scary at the same time, because who is anyone else to say what is normal? Because oftentimes what is normal is some outdated puritanical notion of what a person should be, what, you know, a man should be, what a woman should be, what a family should be, what you should be in that society. Whose point of view are we basing that on? And the answer is almost always the person who has the most to gain from it monetarily. It's never about normalcy. It might be for the drones, the soldiers sent on these like, you know, on this like war against corruption, when, you know, it's that amusement that they themselves are corrupt in their like outdated mindset. Their well has already been poisoned, but they're trying to tell you that yours is, when your well is purer than theirs could ever be. I could see this one, what's that phrase that the youngins use? Triggered? I can see a lot of people being triggered by this one. But this tells me that fans of Doom Patrol, I would think, are of a like mind. You know, maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but there's so much woke stuff that happens in the show that I'm 100% in support of. And I love the fact that not only is there this place, this street has cultivated this block for all the, you know, the outcasts to come and feel safe in. And not only can it travel anywhere it wants in the world, which sounds awesome, but also it's somewhere that Niles would visit and accept and enjoy. I've said before that Niles could possibly be not as good as we think, but the fact that he is so revered by these people who are pigeonholed by society the way they are, and that he would embrace them, I think that's just really awesome. I can see Timothy Dalton just having the time of his life in a drag cabaret show. Yeah. That'd be a lot of fun. I like the idea that the agent from the Bureau of Normalcy went there and discovered himself. You know, his drag self. Morally Corrupt. It's a fucking great name. I hope that this isn't the last we see of Danny. The street. In the other plot line, we meet Karen, who is like addicted to 90s rom-coms, to which I say, I am so sorry for you. The only thing worse than the sameness of Hallmark-esque Christmas movies are rom-coms. They are formulaic and predictable. They're usually neither romantic or a comedy, in my opinion. But, you know, maybe I'm just a bitter old thing, and that's fine. There's room for me, too, on Danny Street. Jane has become Karen. Karen is, you know, this bubbly, fake romance. And that's what I loved about it. It was all fake. It was all manufactured. But yeah, her power is love spells. She can get people to do whatever she wants, essentially, and go along with it. As long as it's what she wants, then it's okay. And I said during the episode, that is really dangerous. She has a very dangerous power. But yeah, she's put the spell on, you know, the man she likes. She put a spell on Rita. She put a spell on the family. And she wants to get married. And Hammerhead is like, get us the fuck out of here. This is going to take a little bit for me to sit with. And then it's always, you know, where do we go from here? Because the way it ended with Jane essentially being catatonic, which I have a little bit more about in my notes. We get introduced to the guys at the Bureau of Normalcy, the patch that Larry had on him from them. And we find out that he was being experimented on. He was being essentially tortured, but they were trying to test like his limits and what he could do. And that's how they found out about the energy being. And then that undercurrent of him being a degenerate. When again, it's always fascinating to me that people that call you the names that are first to point the finger at you and judge you are the very thing that they are actually calling you or judging you on. Almost without fail, if you think about it. He's the degenerate, but then what are they? You know, it's a villain pretending they're a hero trying to vilify someone that could actually be the hero. At its core essence, the difference between a hero and a villain is perspective. So it's just very fascinating. It is. It's just, you know, he's calling Larry the degenerate when Larry's just, he's confused and he knows what he wants, but he doesn't know how to want it because he's not allowed to. Because hell, when I think it was even back then in the 50s, like, you know, homosexuality was considered a mental illness, which just really baffles me. It really, really baffles me that the puritanical nature of things has that much of a stranglehold on America. Well, the world, yeah, it's a weird relationship with, I'm not going to get into it, but I find people's obsession with what you choose to do with your life as a consenting adult not only intriguing because why does it bother you so much? But it manifests in almost every culture. I think as of this recording, as far as I know, in Afghanistan, you can be killed for being gay, as far as I know. Or there's places like, you know, or Japan where it's not illegal, but it's not socially accepted. They have places like America where, you know, it's that divide between traditional values, which are horse shit. It's a mythical construct created to bear trap your brain, and you live happily in it, and that's fine. That's you do you. But it's those people versus woke people. And I've said before, woke is not an insult. SJW, it's not an insult. These are good things. You should be a warrior for social justice. Why not? Why wouldn't you want to be? Like, why? Like, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not. Just Pandora's box, man. I just find that idea of perspective. And then you think that your perspective is the right one. I don't know if there's anything I really haven't talked about. Let's go through the notes really fast to see if there's anything. Let's see if there's anything I haven't talked about.
Philip's notes.
I forgot. I'm so bad with things like this. Like, I just watched the episode and I already forget the guy's name that Karen liked. I like that his parents called Karen a trash witch whore. That was funny. A scene that I thought was interesting that kind of touched upon what I was saying about the heroes and villains. When Larry was being experimented on, was being like tested. the guy says, this is your chance to be a real man. This is your chance to be a hero. I've always found the idea of real man masculinity, you know, to be really amusing. Because it's always just the worst parts of machismo and just this arrogant entitlement that because you have a cock, that means, you know, you're owed something or you need to, or that you have dominion over things, whether it be people you see as less than or women. Sometimes for a lot of dudes, that's both, unfortunately. This show, I don't think it's a bad thing. And I think eventually I'm gonna shrug off the shackles I'm putting on myself. I'm trying to be diplomatic. I am. I'm trying to not be controversial or in your face or that SJW annoying asshole that is preachy. I try not to be preachy. I do. I really do. But this show just, in a good way, touches on things that I think need to be talked about. And so maybe if I stick with it, by the time we get to like season 2 or 3, I will be in full on fuck it mode. And I can let my freak flag fly as far as my opinions on what's going on. But yeah, the idea that, you know, a real man, what? Like, just like, why does where you stick your dick have anything to do with what makes you a real man? Because that's their mindset, you know? I don't know. It's, Doom Patrol. It's lock and key. But your chance to be a hero, like I said, is the hero of the hero. I've said before that I think that the term hero is, I've always rooted for the villains, historically, growing up. Well, at least the villain will be honest with you. And I did like a lot of things being like, you know, not traditional. You know, not just the street, being genderqueer and non-binary, and the whole Larry's still struggle with being, you know, a freak or a degenerate or whatever. But then in a lighter side, and something I really like and something I could rant about this as well. Weddings, proposals, all of it. It's so creepy and tacky and copy and paste. And I will leave it at that. I'm not saying you're wrong for liking it. If you were like entranced by the idea of weddings and all of it, that's fine. You do you. As I've said, you can like whatever you want, obviously. For me personally, I think it's kind of hokey. And sometimes I just feel like I'm wearing the they live glasses when I see so much of society, from so much of it just let's bring it down. Gonna get worked up. But no, what I was getting at is I liked that it was Karen proposing to Doug. I like that. I have a friend who, you know, she as the female proposed to her male partner. And I think it's fucking cool, you know, to flip the norm. And I wish more people would. Like, it's a can of worms. It's a real deep can of worms I could go into. But I won't. But I would just say that, no, I'm not going to say that. Let's move on. So then we find out that essentially Danny is kind of Slurms McKenzie of this universe. Then we have that Larry karaoke scene. There's always got to be like one, what the fuck is going on? Usually there's more than one. But last episode, it was the rat crawling out a cliff. Not just crawling out of, but then the backstory, the little tiny backstory on the rat. Larry sings karaoke. The song sounded like every single overproduced top 40 hit I've heard in the last like 20 years. This is what happens when you get old. All music just sounds overproduced and the same. But it did. It sounded like just, again, copy and paste of just same beats, same structure, same hooks. It's amusing when I hear like, this is the newest top 40 hit, and I listen to it. I try and stay relevant. I fail, but I try. I've turned into that old person. It's like, oh, it sounds the same. It does. It legitimately does. And then I go back and listen to music that I liked, you know, from my 20s. And it all sounds the same. So I get it. I do. But I like the message. I like the message of the song. And then we had the agent who became morally corrupt, willing to sacrifice his life to throw the Bureau off of Danny's scent. But then Danny says, no, we're not running anymore. And just drags his ass up and down that street. That was So freaking awesome. Nothing like watching a fierce drag queen just kicking the shit out of some bigoted. Yeah. Darren Jones tells Larry that he'll put him on the list of the Bureau, and he's like, I'm already on it. So now we have a new, like a side bad in addition to Mr. Nobody, which was also interesting when Danny found out it was Mr. Nobody. It was like, I can't help you. I'm sorry. And I don't blame them at all. And then fucking Hammerhead. I'm fucking over Hammerhead. I really am. Like, so Cliff is trying to take Karen away. Karen transforms into Hammerhead, says, you know, don't fucking touch me. Understandable. I get that. Pushes him off, grabs a piece of what, like a chair leg, and then goes to stab Karen's soon-to-be husband. Like, she goes to stab him. Karen takes back over. Now, I'm not sure if this is the first time the groom-to-be and his family have seen her change like that. I mean, they called her a witch, so maybe that's what they were referring to, or maybe they knew that she was doing the love spell thing. I don't know. You know, they watched her change from Karen to Hammerhead back to Karen. And she's like, I'm sorry, I would never hurt you. And then we see she's falling. She literally lands on train tracks, like a subway tracks, the underground, and then is dragged away. Then after that, as I said earlier, she's sitting there catatonic. So it makes you wonder. Like, the underground is a legit place for Jane or Kay in her head. So, but she was being dragged. Like, who is dragging her away? Hammerhead? Like, who is the dominant? Like, who like, whatever it was trying to like take her out of the situation. And whatever was doing that locked Jane down. So, be very intriguing to see where we go from there. And that is all for my notes. Everything else are from patrons over on Patreon. This is a very relatable and in parts fun, in parts really fucking weird. But that's par for the course now, isn't it? We got more backstory on Larry. We got another personality from Jane. And all of that. We had Cliff trying so hard to apologize to Jane, even though I don't think he was necessarily in the wrong. I'm really anxious to see where we go from here. Oh, side note, it's also cool to see Vic be really like, what the hell is this place? To the end, kind of being comfortable and embracing what he was seeing. That was also really cool. So I'll throw that in there too. But yeah, that's going to wrap this one up. As always, I don't have a fancy outro. So I'll simply say thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully, if you stick around and want to hear me go on weird, tangenty rant things that I have to stop myself from going on. Till the next one. Goodbye.